my next kill. I'll make your life
Hey everybody, Striders here with pre-game stats breakdown once again, and today I actually am proud to bring to you a scrim between Team Dynamic and mMe.Ferus. So it should be interesting. Let's go ahead and get into the stats. So on Team Dynamic for the red team, we have Rumble, Sona, Cho'Gath, Zyra, and Ezreal versus the blue team, mMe, who has Katarina, Skarner, Morgana, Draven, and Yorick. At the top lane, we're going to have Yorick versus Rumble. Should be really interesting, but I think that Yorick's harass is going to be able to outdo Rumble. Yorick has some really great utility later on in the game as well, and I think Rumble may fall off a little bit more. He does do wonderful, but if he's shut down by somebody like Yorick, I don't think he's going to be nearly as strong. So I'm going to go ahead and give top lane to mMe, and then if we look at mid lane, we're going to have Zyra versus Katarina. And I think Zyra's going to have quite a bit of troubles here because Katarina can kind of jump around any of the roots or plants that Zyra may have. So I'm going to also go ahead and give mid lane to mMe. I think that's a pretty safe pick. And then if we take a look at the jungles, we're going to have NintenDDosX on Cho'Gath versus Xmithie on Skarner. I think Cho'Gath is still a little bit better pre-level 6, but once Skarner hits level 6, it's incredibly scary for everybody else on the team. And it's going to be very difficult. I mean, there is quite a bit of kiting potential and some getaway maneuvers on the red team, so I don't know if Skarner is going to be able to do that. But without that red buff, Skarner is going to have some problems ganking, as to where Cho'Gath just has to hit the Rupture, which is also pretty situational. Overall, I think Cho'Gath might be a little bit better just for the early game pressure, and it might be able to carry them into later on in the game, and I think he's going to have to help out Rumble quite a bit, and I think it will work pretty successfully since Yorick doesn't have a getaway maneuver. And then if we take a look at the bottom lane, we're going to have Ezreal and Sona versus Draven and Morgana. Now, Ezreal has a getaway spell, so he does have the Arcane Shift to get away, as to where Draven just kind of has a movement speed increase. But Draven also does an insane amount of damage with his spinning axes. And I think with keeping somebody in place with Morgana's ultimate, as well as her just her Dark Binding, it's going to provide Draven with a ton of extra little damage. And he's not going to really get CC'd if he has the Spell Shield on him. I want to root for Draven really bad on the bottom lane, just because I think he's a sleeper AD carry. But overall, I think Ezreal may be a little bit more strong since he can get out of the way of harmful incoming spells. So overall, it's going to be a really close match, but I think I'm going to have to give this particular game to Team Dynamic. So let's go ahead and get into the game and see what happens. Hey guys, Striders back, and sorry this is kind of the middle of the game, but I felt that it was a very important game to watch, as it is TD versus, oh my gosh, now I forget the name, mMe.Ferus? Yes, mMe.Ferus. Sorry. These are two of like my favorite teams right now. They're so talented and they're really up and coming. I really like mMe.Ferus's lineup, but TD is still one of my favorite teams right now. I actually missed something, I guess, because I haven't seen Zig in a long time, and it looks like he's been replaced by DontMashMe. DontMashMe is an excellent player, so it's not a huge loss, but Zig was he's one of my homies, so it's a little depressing, but we'll see. Oh, Zyra might be getting caught out here. No, actually, Xmithie takes a little bit for us just for the trouble. It looks like there was actually a switch on top lane, so that's going to be really good for them, taking a little bit of extra damage. So Muffinqt has been playing a lot of the support Morgana, which is very interesting. Wow, NintenDDosX or NintenDDosX, I guess. He's so fast with that Cho'Gath. That Rupture coming out, not really doing anything. He's going to be able to get that silence with that snare, and that's going to be a ton of damage. And a huge ultimate now coming out. Zyra is going to end up going down. Cho'Gath might end up going down for his troubles as well. Missing the Rupture. He's going to have to recall Is he going to be able to get out of there? He does flash, and that is going to successfully get him out of harm's way. And of course, Arcade Sona being a boss. Ezreal doing a pretty good job so far. Let's see if we can organize this a little bit better. Wow, actually, Rummel's doing a pretty good job against Yorick. I know Yorick is really good at harassing away Rumble quite a bit. We saw that a lot just a little bit earlier, and so I'm actually pretty surprised that he's able to really just sustain all that farm. It's actually really good. So great job by Rumble. He's 10 CS behind, or 8 CS behind, but then again, he's been pushing pretty much constantly the whole time. I don't know, what is he leveling up? Let's see. He is going to be leveling up that Flame Spitter, which is pretty normal. Wow, doing a ton of damage to balls there, and that's not going to be good at all. But Rumble actually doesn't even have that much armor, so I don't know what it is that he's doing differently. But yeah, he's doing a wonderful job. And now, okay, so NintenDDosX is near Tribush. Does notice that there's no... Oh my gosh, Ezreal goes down. I have to go back for that. Okay, so Ezreal's all by himself. I really like Draven. Aphromoo been playing him quite a bit, and that spinning axe is just absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and 2 spinning axes. He's going to get that... Oh my gosh, and the ultimate. He flashes right in the ultimate. Wow, beautiful play between aphromoo and Muffinqt, doing a just wonderful synergy coming out from both of them. And now in mid lane, Zyra ends up going down. Katarina gets away just barely, but it doesn't really matter as long as she gets away, right? Man, that's absolutely crazy. That was a lot of damage coming out from Draven. That was a huge. Those 2 spinning axes with the Whirling Death was absolutely great. Oh, and now another ultimate from Rumble. He's really just using it to push the lane, which is really interesting that he's not going in for a kill. Wow, okay, so a great stand aside now coming down from Draven. Draven's going in for this kill, and yes, that is going to tick her for the death. Great job by him. It's going to do... Those Wicked Blades are just so good. It doesn't seem like a lot, but even though it's over 4 seconds, yeah, 4 seconds, it's still going to provide a lot of extra damage just from each auto attack. So absolutely great play once again from aphromoo, coming out on that Draven, one of the champions we just don't see as much as we should, and I really hope we continue to see him in competitive play. It's getting a little bit stale with the whole the quirky Ezreal fad that everyone's got going on, but with the amount of blitzcranks that have been in this particular scene lately, I guess you could say, it's just almost necessary to play Ezreal if you're going against a blitzcrank, just to really help with that. So Ezreal Taric is just a really powerful lane against any blitzcrank lane. But blitzcrank's on this game, so it doesn't really matter. Uh-oh. Is Morgana gonna get a snare off onto? No, he is not. Very unfortunate. That would have been an awesome pickup, but I think aphromoo might have given away just a little bit. Draven's still doing a wonderful job. His CS is at 79 and Ezreal's at 76, so it's pretty close, but then again, Draven has 3 kills, and that's absolutely monstrous. Cho'Gath taken out. This and the great ultimate now coming down, and the ultimate from a great silence coming out from Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath is gonna omnom and then flash away. Zyra's gonna try to pick up the kill. Yes, she is. Katarina is taking a lot of damage herself, but so is Zyra. Her ultimate is down from both players in that mid lane, and that's gonna be absolutely huge. Draven doing as much damage as he can, and now Ezreal throws down the ults, tries to pick up a kill, but no. A great flash coming out from Draven, going to be able to avoid any possible skill shots going in blindly. Oh, and a great ward with Shupa now from the Katarina. Very Lee Sin-esque, you could say. Oh, no. This is going to be really bad. Very unfortunate for Katarina. She was not able to get away from that rumble. Would have been great, but unfortunately it's just not going to happen. Now Draven is going to recall as well as Morgana. They're going to go back and buy some items. It looks like that BF Sword, yes, has turned into a Bloodthirster, and that is not good at all. Once he gets fed, well, once he feeds his Bloodthirster, I guess. His sword needs to be fed too. But once he gets that up, it's just going to be absolute madness. He's going to be chunking people for so much with those spinning axes. And that's really just going to be a huge deal. Ezreal doesn't have anything for his Trinity Force yet, so he only has 450 gold, so he has that Vamp Scepter, but he hasn't actually gotten anything outside of that, which is pretty interesting. I didn't realize he was that far shut down. So 4,500 compared to the 3,000 of Ezreal. I don't know if he's been spamming health potions or what, but he's just not getting to the items that he really needs to get at. So TD really needs to back off here. Oh man, so much action going on. Okay, so TD really needs to just back off and keep farming because they're a little bit behind. And now Zyra coming in, doing a ton of damage to the Katarina. Katarina is going to throw down her ultimate, not really get anything. And yeah, Zyra is going to be able to pick up that kill on the Katarina. And they're going to force... Yeah, they're going to force him out pretty easily. Great job by the red team. Team Dynamic really starting to pull it together, or trying to anyway. That's definitely going to help in the long run. It's crazy how one of those spinning axes just do so much damage. So much damage. Now we're going to see if we can get to live. Oh my gosh, a great ultimate now coming out, and the spinning death coming out from... Oh man, that is going to chunk down Draven almost instantly with the ultimate combination of Ezreal and Rumble coming out from the side, doing a wonderful job. Great play. They're really putting it together right now, and this is what they need to do. They really need to come back. They're not really that far behind in gold anymore. I don't think they'll be able to take this tower yet. They are going to back off just a little bit, but oh man, it's gonna turn out to be an excellent game, and something I can be extremely excited about. Now let's see if we can get to live without anything crazy going on for a couple seconds. Looks like Cho'Gath is just kind of hanging out bottom, picking up some CS while he can. Skarner finally picking up that Oracle so he can gain that map control. Now Rumble back at bottom lane, actually missing the Electro Harpoons. And wow, he's taking a ton of damage from this Yorick. If Yorick pops his ult, yes he did. Oh, but he sends it on a minion. It doesn't look like Yorick. Yes, Yorick is easily going to be able to pick that up. And now top lane, Skarner's going to be able to pick up that ward and Tribush, and that's going to be extremely dangerous for TD. TD knows that Skarner can tower dive, and they know that he knows that they know. So he's going to go around and actually go for this. Oh no, great snare coming out from Zyra, and she's going to throw her ultimate just to zone him away because they don't want any part of that right now. So wonderful job, and it looks like Cho'Gath has come up top to try and gank. Not really going to be able to do too much, missing the ruptures. Definitely need to land those in order to gank properly, but it's going to be pretty difficult. I think he is going to recall at this point. By missing a few ruptures, that's really going to be disheartening for him, and he's definitely going to need to probably get a little bit of map awareness. So I could see him roaming around with that Oracle. Yes, he does end up recalling. He did pass over this ward in top river, but it's not going to be too much. Wow, and another great job. Katarina doing quite a bit of damage. She's able to pick up that kill on Zyra with the assistance of the Skarner. I'm actually going to go back to see that. Skarner coming in, flashing from behind the tower. Now the ultimate from Katarina is going to be easily able to pick that up, and they're going to get away with absolutely... Whoa! So Zyra's passive plus running into those plants, shoot into those plants, did a ton of damage to her. That is not good times, but she was able to get out successfully, and that's really what matters. Skarner was taking that tower, so that's extremely useful, of course, because if he wasn't taking that tower, Katarina would have definitely gone down. And now, wow, top tower is getting really aggressive. Yeah, absolutely crazy. So, mMe.Ferus is just putting so much pressure all across the map right now. They're able to pick up some kills. They're about 1,000 gold ahead right now. And Rumble's just going to continue to farm up as much as possible. He does have that haunting, guys. He is going to ward in that bush and do quite a bit of damage. Those harpoons are really going to help. But now Skarner's coming in. He's going to be able to pick up that ward real easily. And that's a free 25 gold for him. And that's also going to make Rumble extremely cautious about how far he pushes out. Oh, Morgana just barely missing that Dark Binding on the Sona, but Sona's just so fast. Once she pops that speed buff, she gets just a little bit of extra movement speed to walk away from those Dark Bindings. Morgana actually picking up Sork Shoes, which is pretty interesting, but it's definitely going to help add to the magic damage that she deals, of course. Again, she hasn't picked up the Tormented Soil, and it looks like this top outer tower will go down in favor of the blue team. And now, oh my gosh, Rumble might go down. He flashes. Does he get a... Yes, he gets the kill. And no, it's going to be a nice little trade coming out. Yorick does what he can, and he's just going to back off and wait for his inevitable death. Doesn't want to push the lane, so he's not going to throw down any additional ghouls. But now there is a ward here. A great speed buff coming out from Draven. It's definitely not going to be enough, but he is going to be able to chunk down those plants just enough to get a little bit of extra gold, because those do provide, I think, 5 gold. And Zyra saw both of them go down, and now she saw that ward coming out. Cho'Gath might go into that bush just to try to take that ward real quick, but now blue team is going really hard onto this dragon. That could be extremely useful. Cho'Gath does have those boots of mobility, but he's not going to risk any form of initiation on that right now. Coming out with that Aegis is going to be extremely useful as well. The Aegis of Allegiance is extremely powerful item. It's a great AoE team aura, especially for Cho'Gath. He needs a little bit of extra defense before he gets those 6 feast stacks, which I think he's actually pretty close to doing at this point. He has 5, yeah. So one more feast stack and he'll be at 6, and that extra armor and magic resist that the Aegis gives him is going to be plenty for him to be tanky. Plenty. He also has a heart of gold for extra health tank. Oh, Draven coming down, getting a lot of damage going out from Rumble. Doing a wonderful job. That Haunting Guys is really proving to a lot of damage. It's really going to push out the blue team. But now they're in bottom lane, and they're just going to keep leveling up that Bloodthirster stacks. It might actually be full at this point in time. Yes, that is full. So he's going to regain health almost instantly. Yeah, so that's going to be a ton of health he just regains from those auto attacks. Rumble might be doing a 2v1, but I don't know if that's a good idea. Those bouncing axes are just absolutely ridiculous. Doing a wonderful job being able to shove out that Rumble with like 5 or 6 auto attacks with that little extra movement speed from his Blood Rush, and just catching those axes. Wonderful job by aphromoo there. And that really just shows that he has actually played the champion, unlike most unlike most AD players. Haven't really toyed around with Draven, even though it seems like he is really, really powerful. Gets quite a bit of auto attack damage. Katarina actually rushing this Abyssal Scepter, which isn't really out of the ordinary, especially since Zyra does so much damage. Oh, and a great flash going down on the Zyra. Zyra's going to get instantly gibbed. Now Katarina is coming out doing as much damage as she can, but she does take quite a bit herself. Muffinqt going down really low on Morgana from the passive from Zyra, doing just a little bit extra. And that was a great pickup. They did use a flash, but it was still a wonderful pickup. Ezreal still not having an Infinity Edge, and that could be detrimental to them. He really needs to go back and pick that up. He has about the same farm, he just still does not have any kills, where aphromoo has 4 kills. And it looks like aphromoo will be taking down that bottom tower, the bottom outer tower, while the mid tower goes down from the pressure that TD is really putting on. So TD is doing a great job. Just once they see pressure somewhere else on the map, they're countering it with their own pressure. And now Skarner's actually going down pretty low, but Katarina's going out. Oh, throws their ultimate, absolutely obliterated that Rumble. Wonderful play by her. That's just some of the powers of her single target damage is absolutely beautiful. And now Skarner doing what he can. Again, with that map control is really, really helping. Cho'Gath, he still has his Oracle as well, and that's going to be dangerous. Both teams have Oracles, so it's based on who has the most mobility. But then again, I mean, both junglers have Oracles, they both have Shurelys, and they both have Boots of Mobility. It's hard to say who's going to be more mobile. It really just depends on who wants to fight and who wants to gain their map control. So it'll be kind of a deciding factor there, but I really think that Skarner's doing a little bit better of a job. He does have that speed buff, so he is going to be able to get to those lanes a little bit sooner. And Katarina's going to throw out her dagger, but not really do anything else besides that. Cho'Gath throws out the rupture, doesn't actually do anything, but provide a little bit of zoning pressure. And now for Yorick, he is actually getting the Warmog's armor, the Man-Immune, and the Spirit Visage. That to me is a pretty interesting build. I don't really see, usually I see them get a tier, just to tier the goddess without building it into a Man-Immune, and then they get something else like Trinity Force or something like that, but I don't really ever see them go full on tank. Skarner doing a great job just kind of pressuring them away from the tower. Draven doing a ton of damage. Skarner's tanking the tower actually. This is not going to be good for them. The last creep finally goes down. aphromoo doing a wonderful job, but he's taking too much damage. Yes, he does end up going down from Zyra. Great job by Zyra, being able to snare him in place, activate that plant, and really just chew him up. And that's going to be a really big signal for the red team. I don't know what they're going to plan on doing with that advantage. Are they going to go for Baron, or are they not? That is going to be 2 plants for Zyra. Yes, it does look like they are going to be going for that Baron. This is going to be a bunch of danger. The red team's mid-outer tower does end up going down from the Katarina, and a great Dark Binding going down onto the squishiest target on the team. It looks like red team has pretty commanding lead. Skarner does pull out. Oh my gosh, Katarina gets that, does able to reset her Shumpo, throws down the Sinister Steel, and yes, blue team steals the Baron. Great job by Skarner being able to steal that. And wow, the Whirling Death being able to pick up that kill from aphromoo from downtown. Really just a wonderful job by the blue team, turning that around completely in their favor. That was a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the blue team, as well as them stealing Baron. Absolutely, sorry, a 3-for-1 trade. But just absolutely beautiful play. Just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Draven's spinning death is just way too good.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
I'm surprised he doesn't do backflips and stuff for his taunts, to be honest, because he's always spinning and stuff. He's always spinning things. It'd always be natural for him to do backflips and somersaults. I don't know. It seems like all the blue team is recalling. They do have quite a bit of gold in their pockets. Yorick has 1,700 gold. In the meantime, Draven is just going to solo this dragon with absolutely no problems. He's going to let those spinning axes go down, and now he's just probably going to recall at this point. He does have 1,200 gold. He can get quite a bit of items. Nothing crazy like a BF sword, but he might be able to finish off a Guardian Angel, maybe? No, I don't think he's not with that. He might be able to get... No, that doesn't even build from Megatron Cloak. He might be going for that Quicksilver Sash. It's very possible to kind of get out of that snare, because that snare really just killed him last time. And now Yorick doing a ton of damage on this Ezreal. Ezreal's not going to be able to get out of this. Wonderful job by Yorick. Yorick proving that his build is absolutely phenomenal so far. But now Rumble finally has his... he has a ton of... Oh my gosh, ton of Magic Pen. He has the Abyssal Scepter. Comparison with the Haunting Guys, or sorry, in conjunction with the Haunting Guys and the Sork Shoes. That alone is 60. Wow, a great grab coming down, being able to take out that Zyra almost instantly. And now Katarina is going in, throwing out ultimate. Rumble takes up the kill on the Katarina, preventing her from doing anything crazy. And now Katarina has been ghosted, and she's going to be able to do as much damage as possible, but nothing crazy. It's going to take Rumble down to about half, though, and that's extremely good for them. And that's going to be an inhibitor tower, and oh my gosh, Draven going to be able to pick that up? Yes, he does. Rumble goes down. The ultimate from Ezreal not really doing anything. And now, yes, Team Dynamic has surrendered to the whims of mMe.Ferus. Beautiful game. That was a great game overall. And again, sorry about coming in late on that one. I just saw it at the end of that particular game that I just saw, so I was a little bit worried, but not too much went on. So I don't know who got first blood, which is a little disappointing. But it was just overall a wonderful match. And again, if you guys like my videos, make sure to hit that subscribe button on the middle of your screen. If you want to see any previous or next videos, you can hit those buttons as well. And if you want to be entered in for any of the giveaways that I do. I will be going to Season 2 Finals, so I will be getting a lot of skins and I'll be doing a lot of giveaways there. Make sure to just contribute to the community as far as, you know, my YouTube channel, just kind of get to know some people. You'll see a lot of new stuff coming up here pretty soon in the next month or so, so you won't be disappointed. So just go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you request a player or champion that you want to see. Currently I just do casting on the EU West and the NA servers. So you can request anybody from either of those servers and I will try to get games of them. And again, your favorite champion, if you want to see how they're building, just let me know and I will try to get those as well. But again, guys, thanks for watching and I will see you later.